Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 22nd of August 2025. So stocks in longest sell-off since January as tech continues to dump but small caps jump. A mostly boring day ahead of tomorrow's main event, which is the Jackson Hole Symposium, if I recall. US stocks mostly declined as participants digested data and hawkish Fed ahead of the Jackson Hole Symposium. There you go. And stocks and bonds hit ahead of Fed Chair Powell, again, which is obviously the symposium, which is today. So let's have a look when this takes place. So what else have we got today? Just have a quick look. Yeah, so 3 p.m. is the big one when Powell speaks, and day 2 of the Jackson Hole Symposium, which obviously ties in with this. So that's what the market's looking for and waiting for. Certainly some weakness around at the moment. Now we're just looking at valuations of the S&P, and there you can see there's a summary table from ChatGPT, so you can see how overvalued the markets are. Elevated to high, extremely high, elevated, historic high, significant overvaluation. So there you go. We're actually in the twilight zone. The FT100 didn't come out as bad, which I'm surprised by. But maybe it's playing catch up. But we certainly got some serious bubbles out there at the moment and over valuations, as we can see. Right, let's have a look at the markets for yesterday and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, market was down, then it managed to rally back, but overnight this weakness continues. The red continues to dominate, and we're heading to an oversold situation with regards to the Dow. There you can see in the pre-market the Dow was down. They managed to bring it back in the cash market, but overnight the market remains sideways to lower. The market needs to stay above the DP. Failure to do this, we'll see it retest yesterday's low. And of course, this is going to be dependent upon what Powell has to say as well. In the German DAX, we're on the 4th day now of the market moving lower there. We did have a bit of demand. The market didn't hold. We need to go to the oversold situation and possibly a look at the 20-bar moving average as well in the daily chart as an area of support. We can also throw in a few fibs here as well from this low to this high, and you'll see yesterday the market trading to the golden ratio, which was yesterday's low. So if prices do move lower today, this low here is a golden ratio from the daily chart, which is an area where the market likes to find support. So keep that in mind if prices do move lower. And in the S&P 500, the market down to the 50% retracement a couple of days ago. Yesterday is an inside bar as the market waits from news. Like I say, it's the last week of August. Next week, so getting towards the end of the summer holes, and bankers returning back to work. 30-minute charts, again choppy, just like the Dow market down. It rallied back, and then went back and broke the low, and then traded in a sideways range. But below the close, the DP and the 50 EMA, so watch the low of yesterday. Meanwhile, the madness continues in the UK with the FT 93227 on the overnight market there, and also the momentum switching back to the upside as well, which is slightly alarming. Why this is there's a disconnect between this and all the other markets, I do not know. As I keep saying, I'm absolutely lost, as most analysts are now, why this is going on and why the market is at this level. 30-minute chart, you can see we had a bit of a Rachel sell-off, and then we had a bit of a Rachel buyback there as well, as the markets are traded back up. The high of yesterday could be in the gun sight if Powell says favourable words about the US rates being cut in September, which they are going to be. It's just a matter of how much he hints at how big the cut will be. And as I mentioned yesterday, the US dollar gaining some strength and moving higher. No surprise there. That's probably going to be the case until the rates are cut in September, and then we'll see the downtrend in this market continue. But at the moment, moving to the upside and therefore putting pressure on the metals. So let's have a look at those. So in silver, managing to move up again yesterday, but struggling overnight, and there's a couple of red lines in the way there. as you can see. So some resistance around to stop silver moving up. Today is Friday, Smackdown Friday as it's become known. So again, not expecting a lot from silver. Meanwhile, the market shaken out yesterday morning. They brought back, and the market's been moving higher ever since. We're above the DP, which is important, and the 50 EMA as well, which is lending support. Meanwhile, gold is sideways range bound, as you can see there, and just below the 5-bar moving average, and the 30 minutes there you can see a pullback towards yesterday's low to hold and support this sideways move that we're seeing in the daily chart there. So yesterday the market up off the 200 MA, then sail straight through it, shake out everybody, bring the market back above, and of course overnight now the prices have moved lower, say to retest the lower channel of the daily chart there. So let's have a look at the gold silver ratio. And in the gold silver ratio, this moving down quite nicely, silver holding better than gold because obviously it's retesting the lower channel in that gold chart. So a bit of support there for silver price based upon not so much demand, but as the gold price tends to fall back a bit at the moment, and won't be long though before we see a turnaround in that. Particularly with the rate cut as well, that's going to bring support to the gold price as well. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday's trades in the German DAX and see what the market's likely to do today. So once again, a choppy session in the pre-market, about a 40-point move there, then pulling back and then getting into a tighter range until the cash market opened. And you can see there just beforehand retesting the low to the left, volume starting to increase as well there, and then we get the kickoff, which the market was quiet to begin with, but then moved up to the 200 MA where it found a bit of a problem and then moved back to retest the lows, which again we'd seen to the left of the chart, and now they were being tested to the left of the cash market open there. So prices then moving back up, another signal up to the 200 MA, market finds a problem there, comes back and has another look, and then you'll see prices trading sideways, breaking to the high, and then the volume coming in, which you can see there, and prices moving down once more. As I said before, we're stuck in a sideways range even in the smaller time frames at the moment. You can expect a lot more of this today as well. The market then finding a bit of support after the third signal of the morning before going into the sideways move to the downside, which no surprise there, which is obviously the low of the previous day. The market wants to get back to this level, which it attempts to do so before the US market opens. The market opens in the US, the market here in Germany trades sideways. We get a quick signal there, but that is switched to the buy side, and then we manage to get a breakout to the upside, and the market continues. Where do we get the breakout? On the low of Wednesday there, the market finding the buying and then moving. You see a cluster of volume there, and then prices moving to the upside and continuing until it gets to the close of the previous day, and then a final signal, just a quick spike to the upside as we head into the evening when it becomes even more quiet and choppier there. So yeah, a half decent day, but it's hard work at the moment with this lack of volatility. Meanwhile, overnight we have got a bit of volatility. The market decided to shake out here, but they soon bought back into it, didn't they, with that spike in the volume there. But since then, nobody's interested in buying, and the market is now in a sideways move. Let's have a look, see where we are in the bigger picture, and the low looks on target there, below the DP, all of the average lines in the right order for the downside there at the moment as well. Right, that will do it for this one and for this week. It's Bank Holiday Monday this coming weekend in the UK, so I will be back on Tuesday. So with that, have a great weekend, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.